hard for me to...
He's going to be back out here Monday at the latest, and he could have gone today again. It's our call, and we want to make sure that, like I said yesterday, that things don't get chronic. I mean, it's like, as I made the comparison yesterday, it's like a baseball pitcher. You get a tired arm, and if you rest it and take care of it early, then you're fine. So nothing different than yesterday from what I have to say, except that I'll probably hold him again tomorrow, no matter how he feels, and let him go Monday. That'll give him an extra, 48 hours and hold him tomorrow because Sunday's off. So to me, that's the most logical thing to do, and that's probably the course that we'll take.
Now, less than 2 weeks for the game now. Is he your starter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's never not been the case. It's been a competition, just like every other position on the field is. And like I said, the gap has shrunk in a good way. Jordan's performed well, and the other guys have raised their level of play, and that's what you want to see.
I feel like right now, Coach, there's almost more questions than the last 2 or 3 days. I mean, this is just the feel I've got. More questions the last 2 or 3 days with your tackles than there was when Miles Mason was healthy and Brenner was healthy, and it just seems like there's more of a jumble. But am I just reading too much into that?
I think you're just reading too much into that.
Good.
I think, first of all, when we get those guys back, that'll help solidify things. But I think that Cedric Patasi has made a great deal of improvement in the last few days, and Bott is a very steady guy. So those two guys are the guys right now. When we get Miles back, he's going to plug into one of those two spots, and then Sam Brenner can be an emergency guy. And so I think in the big picture, it's going to be okay. Right now, we're not performing well enough, but I think when we get those guys back, we're able to get the right mix out there. And if Cedric continues to improve, as does Bott, then I think we're going to be okay.
Who's kind of the vocal leader on your offensive line?
That would be Tavita Stevens, Sam Brenner, those two guys, starting with Tavita. He's a guy that really does a good job rallying the troops and setting the pace, and I've been very proud of him in the role that he's played as a leader so far this fall camp.
Anybody stand out today?
The defense as a whole, Seni Fa'onuku, defensive tackle, again, he's a tough guy to block and creates problems.
Fakafua was coming off that edge like a monster, too.
Joe Kruger coming off the edge.
How about Jared Norris making some plays in the passing game?
Jared Norris made some plays in the passing game. In fact, the linebackers played well today. We had 3 or 4 of them step up and make big plays. Travis Steele shot through and had a nice tackle for loss. So pleased with that group. And again, no change there. We'll watch the film this afternoon. We had about 30 snaps of live work, which is gets to give us some more good evaluation. But we have narrowed it down to 5 or 6 guys that are in the mix there.
Injury updates?
Nothing new today. Sean Fitzgerald rolled his ankle a little bit, but he appears to be okay. And I'm going to tell you on Monday we're going to get a bunch of guys back. Craig Chapuis, Sam Brenner, Miles Mason, Vince Jones, and there's probably another couple of Jordan. And so I think Monday, and that's what you want to see. When you get back into game mode and when school starts, start getting all those guys back, and that's what we're targeting to get all those guys back. A lot of those guys can go tomorrow. But it doesn't make sense to me because, like I said, if you get them off tomorrow, then they're off all the way until 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon, which is a big chunk of time to help them heal.
Thanks. Was Star here?
Star's attending some family issues, and he'll be back. He'll be back. Yeah.
Any chance you could forego meetings in your next practice, and I'll throw out my show and we'll go golf?
It's tempting, huh? But I think
I'll pay.
What? You'll pay?
I'll pay.
That's the first time.
That never happens. That never happens. Okay, I'm just
Thanks for the offer, though. Rain check.
Okay. We'll take it.
Can you guys go out and see the high school games tonight?
No, we can't because it's not evaluation period yet, which
Can you see your sons? Is that right?
yeah, if you have a son.
Can you see your brother, I guess?
You know what? They don't let me, which I find odd, but that's the way it is. Your brother's head coach of the high school team, he can't go watch his team play because of the 2A rules. So, unfortunately, don't get to see him play tonight.
Will he be texting you, like giving you
during the game?
Yeah.
Probably not. Yeah. Probably not. I talked to him yesterday, and he, they got a tough matchup in their opener, but he feels like they prepared well, and we'll see what happens. I think. Well, I can't get into details, but yeah.
Looking ahead, just overall, this camp compared to camps in the past, maybe particularly last year, for all the fanfare, does this feel different, more down to business, kind of?
I think so.
Yeah.
Last year we had the first year in the Pac-12 hoopla, and this year's a little more settled in. We know exactly what the Pac-12 routine is all about. We didn't have a good feel for it at least a good idea what it was going to be last year. But with that kind of all gone away and settled into the conference, I think for sure it felt a little more like camps have passed.
That woulda, coulda, shoulda, that last game and the way things came out. How much motivation is that for this team?
Oh, this team, there's a lot of guys that are really still hanging on to that, which is a good thing in a way. And it was a missed opportunity, there's no question about it. But, we played our way into the possibility of that opportunity. We not won 4 straight. We're never in that situation. And so, yeah, it was disappointing to not finish the deal, so to speak, but very proud of the way our guys played their way right back into the race after starting out. So really good.
Working on something about the lines and just how that's changed quite a bit in the past